So let me take you inside the van. You can see the rear steps have now been powder coated, and there's the rear bar. And then inside the van, magic mat on the floor, which comes out as a very hard wearing industrial floor underneath. Dual gotta go toilet. That's bolted down to the piece of HDPE there. There's a little bit of storage behind for your sawdust and your toilet paper. Little coat hanging area just there. As we walk in, this is the main seating area. I'll change lenses. It's the main seating area. Do plan on making this with some thicker foam that I got from the True Blue Travellers, Jess and John, so thank you to those guys. Got it off them a little while back, but still haven't had a chance to do anything with it. Full confession, I didn't actually build the interior of the van. This was all done by Lee Chapman, so all the woodworking you see and the interior work is mainly Lee, and I've done a few little additions. The shelving unit above the bed, the bookshelf that my wife insisted on, and as you come around again, this is a full double bed, which is what we really liked in Lee's design, that it was a full double bed and it wasn't a pull out. Yes, you lose some room, but coming from a Renault Traffic, this was more room than we've ever had, and we really like the space and the way it's laid out. There's no crawl through to the hatch either, so yeah, that is a little bit concerning for people that are worried about security, but it's not a major concern of mine, I must admit. So nice big window above the kitchen area. There's a Smeg induction 2-burner hob. Changed the kitchen, changed the sink, sorry, from when we had it from Lee. Had a small bowl on top, so we've put this sunken in sink, and added a little kitchen roll holder, and then up here is our little Jellycat collection. So I love coffee, so coffee bean, coffee cup. My wife loves plants, so a little plant, and then our marshmallows, little fluffy cloud, and our little tortoise to represent our pet tinsel. And that's our gully seagull that we got from Newquay. One of the first things me and my wife got together on our first holiday. Unfortunately, doesn't squawk anymore, which is a shame. So recently just put this overhead light on because Lee had some battery powered lights, which we still have and we still use because they're great for above the kitchen, but I just wanted a little bit more light in here. And then the other window above the seating area. So to comply with camper van regulations, when we're going to try and put this through to register it as a camper van, I will need to put a second window in the side, so I'm considering putting a small window in the bathroom area there, just purely to get it through the stipulation. That way it'll allow me to go 10 miles an hour quicker. Obviously, max air fan, that's great for when we're cooking inside or any smells that happen, and keeping us cool through the night, because even when we first got this van, we had all the windows shut, the door shut. We didn't have the max air fan at the time, and we woke up at 2 a.m. in the morning. It was 12 degrees outside. It was roasting inside. There was condensation dripping off the walls. This is how well insulated these vans are. Some people say about the build quality of the vans, but to be honest with you, we've had no issues so far, touch wood, and they're so cheap to buy these boxes. You know, we could just easily buy another one and build another one. Excuse the mess. This is our van. We use it a lot. I'm actually just off for a walk shortly. I'm up at Ashridge. Beautiful spot for a walk, as you can see. Loads of walks around this area. So if you ever get to come to Ashridge, I definitely recommend it. And it's really rare today because this car park is normally absolutely chock-a-block of people. And I think there was only one other vehicle here when I got here earlier. Obviously I'm parked at an angle because I was doing this for the video, but I would park it normally. I'm not one of these people that just decides to take up several spaces. So yeah, if you are one of those people, please reconsider. Let other people park as well and enjoy these areas. That's what gives van life as a bad name. So yeah, and then we've got the drawer units which go under the bed. These two lower units, they're the wardrobe. And then we have the pull-out table. Now originally this had a glass top with some separating dividers in it, so we had some souvenirs and that in it, but we've decided that as much as we love that idea, we wanted a little bit more storage space, and we're possibly going to remove that drawer to gain more cushioning for the seating. So we've had this buffalo board made, and that just picks up. Yeah, got to do a little bit more painting or put a bit of rubber matting in there, just to tidy that up a little bit. So that works really well for us. Oh, it's not fitting back in. Sort that out in a second. And then this side is utensil drawer. So nice long utensil drawer. And then Lee had some curtains along this area. And that's the fridge that we had, the Nomadic Arc. Great little fridge. The freezer is a little bit of a temperamental bugger. Sometimes it freezes, sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, you've got to watch the power on those and make sure you've got it connected to the right battery style. We have a lithium battery bank on this, along with the backup DC battery under the seat. So yeah, so that's the interior. So I'm very happy with it. Maybe a couple of changes coming up in the future. Talking to Lee about the possibility of redoing this section over the bed, maybe with some buffalo board style hex supply, and possibly even redoing the kitchen unit. But I am always on the lookout for that elusive Waitrose front freezer body, because I'd really like to do one of those. I'm not a fan of the Ocado one with the side doors, because they just seem to not work. This hole, this is where the old diesel heater control was, but it didn't work very well in that position. Originally, the light for the under cupboard area, which is under the bed, is here, and I'll be putting that back in, or changing this area around when we change the area. The diesel heater controls are now here on this wall, and then just above our little notice board. So yeah, more Jellycat stuff. Pictures of me and the race team guys. So yeah, I'm going to add to this more and more. And yeah. But there you go, guys. It's not perfect. It's not beautifully clean. But it's a van. We make use of it every day. Well, almost every day, almost every weekend during the summer. So yeah. So I hope this has given you some ideas. Excuse the grubby dirt print fingerprints down the walls. We do need to have a repaint. Lee, I'm sorry. I do need to do a bit more cleaning and a little bit of a freshen up. But your work is still admired, buddy. So if you're watching this, we really appreciate your build and what you've done for us. So we'll just run through a few bits on the outside. Now I've done a lot of this work. When we got the vehicle off of Lee, it was just your basic, as you've got it, Sprinter van, steel wheels. The outside hadn't been painted. Needed some TLC. So one of the first things we did was raptured the front bumper, put these LED side lights in it as well, raptured the front grille, got this nudge bar off of eBay. It was a bit hit and miss the way it fits. Not really a massive fan of how it fits. I would like to change it in the future, maybe some custom brackets. Still got to rapture the mirrors. They're the next thing on my list to be done. The visor was part of with the nudge bar. I think the guys felt a bit bad for us when we had the problems with the nudge bar, so they sorted us out a deal. Sorry about the car pulling in. Told you it gets busy here. That's the roof rack, cantilevered off of the box. The original fridge van unit weighed 76 kilos, so that's more than capable of holding that. A couple of little rubber feet just to protect it on the top of the cab. And then this is one of the side lockers that goes underneath the bed area, one on the opposing side as well. Dakin lockers for extra storage. And yeah, big shout out to the guys at MDS Lubricants for Bulldog BDX, which is used for lubrication all over the vehicle, the locks, etc. And they also do Alpha Lan, which is the protection we use on the chassis. So give that a good coating. And then the black spray around the edge of the box was all from MDS Lubricants as well. Brilliant set of guys over in Ireland. Ignore my bad masking job, please. It really needs redoing, but we'll get there eventually. These lights on the box body, they actually have a 10-year warranty. So if you have those, check the registration of your vehicle, work out the age of your vehicle. If they're not working, you can get them replaced. So yeah, there's the rear bar, rear tow bar. I'm still in the process of getting all the wiring. And then you can see there, spare wheel. That's actually accessed and dropped via this hole. That uses a Navara chain from a Navara pickup truck. So that's how we get that down. So yeah, these Black Rhino wheels, these were a steal off Facebook Marketplace. Just looking for a set of alloy wheels on a Friday evening, and those came up. And I couldn't message the guy fast enough. He responded, said, yep, come down tomorrow. So I raced down there Saturday morning, and after me, he had about 100 messages asking for these wheels. And they actually came with a set of BF Goodrich KO2 tyres, really good thickness of tread on them. And I absolutely love the look of the KO2s. If I've got a picture, I'll try and insert it into this video. But I didn't like the MPG of the KO2s because honestly, you were getting down towards the single digits in MPGs with the KO2s. So I've gone with the Michelin, what do they call them? The Agilis crossovers. So that was recommendation by CJ at Project Amber. If you haven't watched his videos, I'll definitely go and recommend watching his videos and going on into his Patreon. Really nice guy. Met him a couple of times. Him and his dog Lance, fantastic. Put the Fiamma awning up as well. Again, that was another eBay find from this company. I'm guessing this company doesn't exist anymore, Relic Race Homes, but this guy was selling these off really cheaply, and I managed to do the auction, snipe on the auction. Got this really cheap, I think about 180 quid, something like that. And there's one little dent in the support arm, which, yeah, when it's out, you can't even see. So yeah, so that's all bolted up through. That is a godsend when the sun's out and we sit around here, especially when we're out at the racetracks. Awning comes out, we're underneath it, my tools are out as well, and then the car would sit where this mud is. Yeah, we have another gazebo which goes over the car. That little bracket up there, that's where Starlink goes. I know people don't like Starlink, but I pay £4.50 when I'm not using it, just for the contract, and then I think it's £50 for 50 gigabytes, or if you want the unlimited for a month, it's £96. And we have used it in the middle of Wales, and my wife did her university course whilst we were on holiday, and at Anglesey racetrack. So yeah, that was really good. It enabled her to be online anywhere in the world, regardless of what you think of Elon and whatnot. The actual technology is brilliant, so I would definitely recommend it. This is a Hartford door. This is not the standard original door. Lee fitted this. It's the full-size door. As you can see, it just simply replaced the door that was there. Absolutely love it. I love the steps. People say they're really heavy. Yes, they are heavy, but you put the tow bar on as well, cut a lot of the old bits away. So it's it depends on what you want, really. I'm really happy with these. I feel a lot safer on these now, especially on the tow bar. it's really, really strong now. Fitted that with those brackets that we got from Nigel. So yeah, but there we go, guys. That's the outside. Then we've got you can see up there, that's one of the rear view cameras. There's two on the vehicle, so that's the one I installed, and then the original one that is down there just as a rear view mirror, and then the one up top works as a reversing camera. Wraps at the bottom end of the van. Do have to work on that little rust spot there. I will be putting some footholds up the van to get onto the roof rack. So yeah, been a bit of a tart on the inside. I do love a nice steering wheel, so the original steering wheel had to go. As I said, excuse the dirt. You know, we go out walking. We use the van a lot, so nice little shout out to Mighty Car Mods there with the chop stickers. Just finished the back wall. Another vehicle pulling in. Refurbished the seat belts, had these done, found a guy on eBay, £40 per side, and he turned them around in 3 days, and they are beautiful. Got rid of all the stickiness. He even replaced all the little plastics. These armrests, another AliExpress job, like £19 or something like that, or not even that, and took about half hour to fit, if that. So definitely recommend it. Big £100 screws the grubby fingerprints. Android stereo. I won't show you at the moment because once I turn it on, it interferes with the phone, but gives you full Apple CarPlay, big screen. Yeah, really enjoy it. Just need to do a little replacement on the gear surround. That's just one of the things on the list. That's the original reversing camera, which acts as a rear view mirror, obviously dash cam, and then when we're in reverse mode, the top camera comes down to the dashboard, so that all shows up on there. And then again, on the black dyeing theme, done the A pillars, the B pillars, and the headlining, sun visors, and the overhead cubbies. They've all been dyed with vinyl dye from Halfords. We'll do something with the door cards, but we're getting into the race season shortly, so I wanted to get all these bits done so I could use the van. So yeah, but there we go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this little walk around of the van. Hope it gives you some ideas, and yeah, big shout out to Richard Hollingsworth as well for the Fridgebox Camper Forum on Facebook. If you aren't on there, I would suggest you join. Take care, guys. Bye bye.